Well, good morning, everyone, coming off of the 8 a.m. service, and welcome to those who are joining us for the 9:15 service. You're about to hear a great message from Pastor Jeff about a relationship with God. It's very, very good. It was a very spiritual meeting to me. So we are here in the Interlude. This is that which happens between the before and the after. This is the Interlude, and we have a great panel of guests today. We're going to be talking about Royal Family Kids Camp. So we have with us Mr. Kyle Tridy, who is the director of Royal Family Kids Camp. We've got the director of music, Ms. Jennifer Sheldon, and Mr. Joe Wentling is joining us today. So, Kyle.
Yes.
Tell us all about Royal Family. What is Royal Family Kids, and how do you play a part of that?
Royal Family Kids Camp is a national ministry that's been around since 1985, and one that we've been participating here in at La Casa de Cristo for the better part of 7 or 8 years. It is a ministry dedicated specifically to kids in foster care. And so we minister to kids in foster care ages 7 through 11 by holding a camp once a year. And this year the camp is from June 4th to June 9th. And we'll probably have anywhere from 40 to 50 plus kids attend. And this will be our second year hosting camp. We did our first camp last year, and we'll be hosting camp again this year.
Wow, what a great program. This is something we're called to do. Take care of let the little children come to me. This is something we're called to do. So what a great program. You have a informational night that discusses the camp that's coming up, don't you? It's
Yep, coming up. So it's Thursday, February 9th.
Okay.
It's here at La Casa, and Fellowship Hall starts at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
With dinner hosted by Jalapeno Inferno. So we've got some really good.
Oh, okay. Always bring food in.
Right?
It'll bring them in.
And this will be a great way to learn how people can come and volunteer at camp this year. And that's really what we need. So last year we took 24 kids to camp.
Okay.
But there were 15 kids that we didn't take to camp simply because we didn't have enough volunteers.
Oh my gosh. That's
so
travesty.
we can have folks come out to the February 9th information night, learn what camp is all about. One of the questions I get is, do we need to have experience with foster kids to go do this? Absolutely not. If you've got Jesus in your heart, come out to the February 9th information night, learn how to participate in camp.
This is wonderful.
Great.
Wonderful. Now, Miss Jennifer, you are always a staunch person that's always at Royal Family Kids Camp. So tell us how you interact with the kids, how you got involved, and what's your story with that?
Well, you might guess that I did it through music, and I've been with Royal Family Kids Camp for a couple of years. It was really, really fun going last year for La Casa, and Kyle did a great job. We had some fun times. We had some things. That's the whole thing about going to Royal Family Kids Camp. There are so many rewards. There is so much from the kids give back to you, and that sometimes they say that it's one of those things where you think you're doing it for the kids when actually you're the one that grows in your heart. And it is an amazing, amazing experience. I really can't say that everyone should do it.
Everyone should do it. We were down in Mazawi Valley, and the pastor down there always says this saying, and it always resonates with me. We come to bless these children down there, but it is us that receives the blessing. It is so true. So I'm glad that you pointed that out. Mr. Joe, you are also a longtime supporter of Royal Family. Tell us some of your fondest memories and how this is rewarding not only to the kids, but to you and your family.
Yeah, I have to echo everything that Kyle and Jennifer said. What you give is what you get.
Yeah.
And you know that these children come from difficult challenges and they don't have a great path in front of them. And so just feeling the call from God that, He's not abandoned them through us.
Yeah.
And He has sent us to really help with these children, to give them the path, to know a relationship with Jesus. And that's where it comes in for me. It reminds me and strengthens my relationship with Jesus. If you're going to teach this to the children, you've got to live it yourself. And so that's really what helps me out, helps my family, and I try to work with the children on that. But just as they said, we need as many folks as we can get. The finances are set, the infrastructure is set, the curriculum is there. You don't have to bring the curriculum. You just show up, and it's plug and play, and that's what I love about this ministry.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Now, Kyle.
Yes.
Give us like a day in the life of what a volunteer would be like if you're volunteering to be at Royal Family?
Yeah.
What's it like the first day at camp?
First day, camp is a blast. So the kids are there again. They're ages 7 through 11, boys and girls. We have all kinds of activities each and every day that range from archery to horseback riding to zip lining to fishing, Bible study. We throw a huge birthday party for the kids while they're up at camp, because a lot of these children never get a birthday party. It's absolutely amazing, and that's one of the highlights of camp, as Joe and Jennifer can tell you.
So it's like a group birthday party that you guys throw just for them, so they all feel real special and great. And it's,
absolutely,
oh my gosh,
absolutely. And so typically with one of the counselors, or what we call cousins, because we create this family environment up at camp, they'll have one or two kiddos that they'll be working with all week long. And so it's a day in the life. It's constant motion, it's constant activity, it's constant fun. And again, as Joe and Jennifer said, while we're there for the kids, it's just amazing the rewards that we get back, and how at the end of that week we know we've just made a huge impact to help young children become great adults.
Oh my gosh, it's so amazing.
Yeah.
Now I'm assuming music is a big part of this, because obviously you're there and this is a big part of your life. So tell us how the music interacts with the kids. We have a VBX here that music is a big part of that, and the kids are always singing and dancing at the end of it. So let's hear how music interacts with these kids as the camp progresses.
Oh, it's a good question. I'm kind of a big kid myself, so I like to have fun with the children, and I like to tease them in a fun way, in a loving way, and the songs that we bring forward for them is just something that makes them not feel pressured to sing at all, but just have a good time. And then sometimes they have really great ideas that they would throw at me. It was amazing, and I was thinking of one story, and it's a little sad. So it was just this one. I was walking with this child, and I believe she was 9. Uh-huh. And I said, "Oh, your shoe's untied," and I asked her, I was like, "Do you want to stop and tie it?" And she said, "I've never learned how to tie my shoes. Oh. Nobody ever had time to teach me how to tie my shoe."
Oh my gosh!
And it broke my heart. I was like, "Okay, well, let's work on that one."
Now's the time.
These
now
are the things that keeps you bringing back, knowing that you're helping.
I know, that was like a little simple thing, but it was
so amazing.
Yeah. I'm sure there's tons of stories like that.
I'm sure. Now, that's my next question to Joe. Joe, is there any, as you go along, you're assigned basically a kid for the whole week, right? So you get basically your child, and how is it that you grow and with God and just a relationship with them from Royal Family?
Yeah, we like to have a 1-for-1 ratio of volunteers to children there to support them, and if they need to reach out and talk to you. One of the neat things that we do is we write notes to the children, and they get mail. And so one of my camps, I delivered the mail to my child and realized that he wasn't able to read it. And so that was a whole nother bonding, me actually reading the notes to him and kind of also taking them off. And you want to make sure that you're not embarrassing the kids at all, because they're amongst other kids. And so just those types of things that you don't think about in your daily life, if you have children and you have family, things that you've been blessed with that just come naturally in your everyday. There are things that surprise you and amaze you, but also the resiliency of these children when you give them the opportunity. And we see the development in a short period of time over the week, but then if we get the opportunity to see the children in the year after, or on the monthly meetings that we have through the Mentor Club, and you get to see their development, again, it's just very rewarding.
That's unbelievable. So the camp is not just once a year. We have a Mentor Club, as you said, that happens once a month. Kyle, can you tell us a little bit about the Mentor Club and how that you keep the relationship going with them?
Sure. No, Mentor Club is great. It's run by Kim Atchison here at La Casa. Once we have camp for the kids each June, and then starting in the fall, once a month we have an opportunity for the kids to come here on a Saturday and be more involved in group activities and Bible study and learning about God, and just again our opportunity to continue our working relationship with them throughout the year. Right. So Kim does a fantastic job with that, and and again, our involvement with the foster children is not just the critical week at camp, which is really fantastic, but really all year round, because the needs are there all year round.
So this kind of looks like more of a kind of a Sunday school each week. It's like they're learning and kind of learning about God. And
that's a great way to put it.
Yeah. Well, that's wonderful. Now, any other things, tidbits that we should be left with before we end up here, wrap up here, as far as
I think the biggest thing is, and Joe said it, we're in a good spot financially.
Okay.
We've got a new camp that we're going to next year up in Prescott Valley, Mingus Mountain Methodist Church, which is a beautiful facility up at the Cool Pines. The curriculum's there. We'll get the kids, but it's really the volunteers that we need. And while there's certainly an opportunity to help, like before camp and whatnot, really being at camp that week from June 4th to June 9th is really exactly what is needed. The more kids, the more volunteers we get, the more kids we can bring. And we don't want to turn away any kids this year like we had to do last year. So the February 9th.
All we're missing is volunteers. We need people to be there. If you come, more kids will show up, and we can impact more kids' lives.
It's free. We know there's volunteer opportunities here at La Casa that people have to pay to go and travel. This is free. It's just we're just asking you for the week, and everything else is set. So the information night's February 9th. Camp is June 4th through June 9th, and it's just really the folks that have Jesus in their heart and want to work with the kids.
So the informational night will really tell us everything we need to know.
We'll go into a lot of detail.
Obligation. Just come and have some fellowship, some food, learn about this program. It really is a great program. For them, for us, and for the church.
Yes.
Anyway, well, Kyle, Jennifer, and Joe, thank you so much for being here today on the Interlude to discuss this wonderful ministry. We really do appreciate it. We appreciate all of you guys joining us here on the Interlude. In 2 weeks, we are going to be doing a question and answer panel with a couple of our pastors. So if you send your questions to interlude@lacasadecristo.com. It's interlude@lacasadecristo.com. Any question you want, we'll read them live on the air and have our pastors answer them. So something to look forward to in 2 weeks. With that, we hope you all have a great day, and God bless you.